you for joining me on this course. What I hope to teach you during the next many segments, because the content is so rich, there is so much to go through, that I want to be able to share with you my lifelong experience of understanding, managing, and coming to friendship with our emotions. The basis of the course is built around this book that I wrote, How to Get Happy Fast. I wrote it as a simple summary of another book I'll talk about in a few minutes. But I want to talk about how I got here. When I was 10, my parents called me into the bedroom and they said, "Your cousin Carl died last night." My cousin Carl was my best friend and he was 9. After my heart skipped a beat, I went numb. Now, as we talk about in the subject matter in the course, numb is the lowest emotional experience you can have before your body is not even alive anymore. To go numb is a way to prevent yourself from experiencing the full spectrum of emotions. And because at the time, this was in the early 60s, at the time people didn't really address subjects like death and all of the really personal human experiences that we have. We didn't talk about it anymore. Except a strange thing happened. My aunt, his mother, had a mental breakdown such that she was unable to continue mothering the other 2 kids, being the wife to my uncle, being my aunt. She had to go into a mental institution, which at the time was a pretty locked up kind of place. She disappeared. That went along with the numbness, and we'll talk about that again in a few moments. But one of the things people will often ask me as I talk about this subject is, well, what's the basis of your understanding? Where did you get this knowledge, and how is it tied to any real facts? So let me talk about that. For the more advanced part of my education in the subject, in the middle 90s, I was exposed to this book, The Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukav. Now, this life-changing book was featured on Oprah more times than any other book in any other subject matter. I don't know how many times, but it changed Oprah's life and millions of other people's lives. Shortly thereafter, this book by Deepak Chopra and its companion book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, this book, Creating Affluence, is all about the energetic aspects of life and how you can create a life of abundance, not just physical affluence, though that worked for me, but abundance in every aspect. During that time as well, I was exposed to this book, The Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton. Now, Dr. Newton's research is profound and integrated with this whole subject of emotion. Now, many years went by, during which I had to spend a lot of focus time on parenting and building my company and my career, which I have now retired a few years ago. I became aware of Dr. Joe Dispenza and the book Becoming Supernatural, which again ties to this whole emotional spectrum idea. And then, just about a year ago, this book by Dr. Gary Flint, A Theory and Treatment of Your Personality, which is a huge book. It's the basis around which I decided to write this book, How to Get Happy Fast. And the reason I did is because in about 85 pages, I think I've summarized some of the key elements tools you can use to actually transform your life. So the emotional spectrum, with knowledge comes power. And that's what we're going to spend the time in the course learning about.